Oops. Wrong camera.
Happens to the best of us. Hey!
How's it going?
Welcome to DTLT Today.
It wouldn't be an appropriate episode if there wasn't a little bit of futzing.
Yeah, we want to just make sure that people understand that we are true professionals, but we want to make it look amateurish.
Right.
So.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I did that on purpose. Thanks.
Exactly.
Appreciate that.
So, I'm getting some serious Rush-Awe love today.
You are.
I got in that chat today with George Siemens and Stephen Downs and Mike Cormier. All I had to do was enter the chat.
It's like WWF, where it's like, do you feel the rush?
Well, yeah, exactly. Well, it was like she said. Julia Forsythe said it was like Norm walking into the bar at Cheers. Mm. So I'm feeling the love today. Now, I'm sporting the iPad, but I do have a laptop thanks to Tim's been using it, but he let me borrow it, and I'm booting off of an external drive. So I've got the Mac. I'm sporting the Mac today. Mm-hmm. I feel a little bit more productive. I'm doing the iPad course on the show because this is all my notes.
But hey, didn't IT give you something new to use?
I heard that they delivered something today.
I wanted to wait until the DTLT Today episode to give it to you, Andy.
Okay.
They told me it's not brand new. It's something they had to repurpose. They found it in a closet. Yep. But I think
it's a complete secret to me. So this is the first time I know anything about this.
I think you're going to like it. It's an Apple product, which I know you love.
Yeah. Well, it's got to be good.
Andy, this is the Apple Newton Message Pad 120. Comes with a stylus, 2 megabytes of RAM.
Okay.
It's got handwriting recognition, so similar to that Siri stuff that you've been seeing on TV.
Okay.
So you can totally... the nice thing about this is that it doesn't have any proprietary stuff on there. That's 4 AA batteries that run this thing, which is just awesome, right?
Right.
Yeah.
All right, so you double tap...
I have no idea.
On the home button, but it's not really moving.
No, it's got a slider on the side to turn it on.
Siri, is this my real computer, or is Tim just messing with me?
Just keep talking to it. Well,
we need Gladys to come up and say.
Well, and here's the problem. If you want a network connection, you're going to need this too, because this is the fax modem that it comes with.
Sure, it plugs into Ethernet, right?
Telephone.
Telephone.
Yeah, everybody's got those ports though.
How
right?
quaint.
Yeah. No, we got some awesome new tools here from awesome faculty member George Meadows over in education, and he's had a little museum of his own. Yeah, I don't know what to do with that. Nice. So
it's old school. I love it.
Yeah.
And then people should recognize this little beastie. This is the first, and I think Martha Burtis also had like one of these as the first digital camera. Mm-hmm. This is the Mavica, and for you kids out there, this actually has the giant SD cards, known as a floppy disk. So you could sport 1.4 megs of photos, 1.2 megapixel photos.
But make sure to swap them out regularly because these things die.
Exactly, and this does do video.
Yeah. But
you don't get any audio.
No audio with the video.
With your video, and you can only have one movie on your disc per shot, I guess, or per unit.
Well, that's when you utilize your children to be holding like the audio cassette recorder while you're recording on your Mavica.
We'll fix it in post.
Exactly. We'll edit it in something. Not sure what.
So we need to. Do we have a ceremony to like put these onto our shelf?
I don't have any music, but if you want to put them on the shelf, I can do my best Olympic.
All right, let's see what you got.
Da 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 dun dun da 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 da.
I don't know where we're putting the Newton.
I don't know either.
We'll
find a spot for it.
Slip it right in here or something.
Oh, will it hold up?
Something like that.
That's nice.
Yeah, we'll fix it in post.
Oh look! Oh Jesus! No. Yeah, we're good.
It.
All right.
So we'll make it look pretty later.
Here is our big reveal. You ready for this? Da 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 da! Wah!
All right. That's awesome.
That's good stuff. That's really good. Could this get any?
All right.
Let's start the flashing back off.
We're not really stalling for any particular reason, or it's not like we don't have things to talk about. And I was actually pretty excited. The last couple of days, we've been, or actually yesterday, I guess it was just that. It seemed like a couple of days, but yesterday we were in meetings about our new, what used to be called the Convergence Center, and now it's the Academic Commons building.
It's a new building that we're going to get to move into, right?
Yep. It's going to be the help desk, instructional technology, or DTLT, the network people, the technology training center, and the writing center and the speaking center. So all those divisions are going to be housed in this building, and there's going to be several kind of different classrooms, an incubator classroom to kind of try some different things. There'll be a kind of a theater room that's kind of a 2-floor deal, and different arrangements for seating. And then, in general, just some kind of collaborative workspaces that are going to be scattered throughout the building. And we'll have a couple of spaces for doing multimedia work and editing and that sort of thing. But we'll also have a studio that we'll talk about.
I have a drawing up here of it. I'll pull that one up. And that's what the Convergence Center is going to look like. Now, of course, take just about any academic building on campus, throw some columns in there, give it a different wide-angle view, and you've got your classic university building. So it doesn't tell a whole lot about it. But it's exciting nonetheless. It's funded. So the money's there. It's getting built. It's going to happen.
Yep. And what'll be cool is I think they're going to break ground sometime after the new year starts. That's the latest that I've heard. What'll be cool is I can look right out the window right now, and as it's being built, we'll be able to see it kind of do its thing. So
somewhere around 2014, maybe moving in.
I think that's probably probably the way things go, maybe mid-year 2014. But that's if everything goes just smoothly, and we know some things don't necessarily always
never happens on a capital project.
Exactly.
But we sat in all these meetings, and it was primarily boring stuff like about the furniture that you were going to use.
Yesterday was Furniture Day for the Academic Commons Center.
But some of the spaces you mentioned, a multimedia studio and stuff, even just in terms of furniture, you have very particular ideas on things that you want, that we want for our office and stuff. One thing that I really liked that the interior designers, when we were talking about our office and some of the ideas that we had, move these tables around, do this, we'd like this to be an open space. And the girl, not the project manager, but one of the interior designers, I believe, actually said, we recently designed one of Google's offices, and I'm getting the feeling that you all are very much like that. And
she gets us.
Yeah, and we said we are absolutely like Google. We're kind of a big deal on the internet. So they're gonna get in touch with us and show us some renderings of some of the things that they did in Google's office, and we're gonna do some stuff like that maybe.
Yeah, but we'll have. If anyone's ever seen our office, it's just kind of a nondescript square, a rectangular office. We did install a dividing wall, but
which we never
we
actually put up.
Usually we do have it just kind of in place, but there's occasionally where they have meetings that we use that. But we're sitting in our studio, which really is just the end of the room
sad.
With the door to the hallway kind of off to our left. And so we're really looking to get something that will do a little bit more than what we've got here. And
possibly, maybe, definitely retire the cuddle couch at that time.
Well, we did mention the cuddle couch, and I think they all looked at us with that that confused puppy dog look. And we'll probably need to get some other kind of cuddle couch or furniture that will replace this thing. But again, maybe they'll build us another museum where we can put this in it, or maybe the Smithsonian will call.
Maybe.
Sometime in the future.
Well, in particular, we spent quite a bit of time, not in the first meeting, but in the second meeting where we were talking about the multimedia room and the studio in particular. We're going to have this recording studio. And there's a lot of technology that's really fairly new to me, and I think it was to you as well, in terms of how you actually build a proper green screen.
Yeah.
If I can switch back. Let me grab this camera here. And I can switch back. So this is our green screen here, which looks like a curtain, but in fact, if I switch to the camera view, there's the green screen there. And, it's basically a sheet on poles.
Yep, right.
And, while it works okay for in this context, there's a lot of, wrinkles in it.
Right.
It doesn't really work for wide angle shots and things like that. So
yeah, luckily the Wirecast software is really kind of forgiving when it comes to the green screen that you use, and it doesn't pick up the wrinkles too badly. We do have the advantage of having like a wrinkled blue curtain as the graphic that we put and key onto the green screen. But to take it to the next level, I started looking up the idea of this thing called a cyclorama, which basically is instead of you paint the walls, but instead of having the seams where the corners are, you want to have something that's absolutely smooth, and so they all have to be kind of rounded, and then you can light them evenly, and you
there's no shadow there.
Exactly. So there's no shadow in those seams, and what you get is something that looks kind of like this. We'll do it on a slightly smaller scale because I think this is about a 40-foot wide room. I think we have about 21 feet,
something like that,
of width to go with. But then the idea also is that you have this kind of you've got the green cyclorama, but you've also got a white version to do kind of the individual stand-up shots of just kind of a person standing in front of a white background, and then that is easily kind of translated to a web page and that sort of thing. You can embed that into a web page and kind of be a seamless kind of, here's a guy standing in the middle of your web page.
Like the video we saw yesterday, for example.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I think it was more of a brick wall type thing, but you probably could texture it somehow with a computer overlay or something like that. So lots of possibilities, and at one point we did kind of get grilled about well, what furniture do you want in this room? And I kind of offhandedly just said, well, you don't need any. It's all going to be virtual.
It's all virtual.
and Martha objected and said, well, what am I going to sit on? Am I just going to kneel down and you're going to pretend that I'm sitting in a chair? And so it all just went down.
We draw all the furniture in on the fly.
Right.
So
That's right.
You squat and pretend something's there.
Exactly. Just little pencil sketches and you're good. That's all you need. But seriously, I mean, we can kind of even build virtual furniture, use green cloth or boxes and overlay stuff on top of that and really do some neat stuff. So
we haven't been able to play around with it much because this version of Wirecast is not the professional version, so it doesn't have these virtual sets in there. But the one that's supposedly on order that we're getting fairly soon,
that's right. Prepare yourself.
Have those. So the next time we have some breaking news, it's going to go to the next level entirely. I can say that much.
Yep.
But it's wild stuff. So the virtual sets, instead of just having some sort of background behind you, you can actually create virtual desks in front of you, and any sort of environment that you want, and you can be between these layers.
That's right. Yeah, I mean, essentially, all you need is a green wall between you and the camera, and then you've got that kind of that extra layer that you can key onto.
Yeah, I was thinking about it the other day. My wife was watching Entertainment Tonight, and it looks very much so like it's almost all virtual. Exactly. These backgrounds and the desk and everything are all so glossy and shiny and out of this world, I guess.
Well, and I was watching the one of the Twit shows, one of the This Week in Tech shows, and I think it was probably Windows or not Windows. Why would I be watching Windows Weekly with any regularity? Sorry, Mac Break Weekly. And what they do is they actually have some of the set is dressed with some carpentry and that sort of thing, and they have a big kind of hanging logo that's there, but behind it is a green screen, and all they do is to kind of change the mood for each show. Like Windows Weekly or This Week in Google or whatever, they just kind of throw up a different color background to kind of match the mood or match the color scheme for a given show.
Yeah.
So it's stuff like that with the green screen could be easily implemented. So
and
then I imagine us kind of we could hang things from the ceiling. We'll have a grid for lighting and that sort of thing, but we could hang things from the ceiling that came down. Maybe we'd want to do a reenactment of like the scene in Spinal Tap where Stonehenge comes down. So all kinds of possibilities.
Definitely.
So anyway, that's kind of we're looking forward to this building, and hopefully all goes well. Hopefully we'll all be around to enjoy it in 2014 or whenever.
What does
it
that
comes.
mean?
I don't know. I
Oh,
don't.
jeez.
I mean, lots of things happen, but no. I think all of us have something to live for.
Are you trying to say my probation's not going well?
I wasn't. I don't even know if I was referring to you, Tim. So,
Okay.
But no, I think all of us are excited about it. It's something to look forward to as we go forward, and we'll be excited to kind of have our input and build a building that has a lot of neat capabilities in it.
And I think now that they finally have the funding for it, we're going to have a lot more say into like the kind of technology that they're using. Because the last time they really drew out any specs for any of this stuff was like 3 years ago, and a lot's changed since then. You know, some stuff hasn't, but for the most part, in terms of technology, the kind of projectors you're going to use, or whether you're going to go with LCD panels and things like that, has all changed. So we're really going to be able to design a space that's flexible and can suit our needs, and I'm really excited about
that. And that reminds me, they're talking about this theater being capable of doing 3D,
right?
And there's lots of other spaces that'll have some neat technology with AV control room, but we'll plan on doing a similar upgrade for the studio in terms of we're using a laptop with Wirecast.
Right.
I can see us using something like a TriCaster,
right?
From NewTek, where we can get some real HD stuff and have 8 cameras if we need to. So we'll see what the possibilities are.
Dream big.
We'll see what's even available in a couple of years, because it probably will all change yet again by the time we're actually ready to order equipment.
Yeah.
So.
And that kind of brings it all back around. It's the changes from the data fax modem to the cycloramas.
You are
and
becoming
the 3D
the
projectors.
king of segues. I'm really impressed with your skills. So.
I'm working on it. Thanks for watching.
Thanks for joining us.
All right. Take care.
Have a good weekend.
Later.
Bye.